his right hand. Now he's back to orthodox, so he's limited to using his left again. Shan is limited to his left, throwing that jab. Okay. High to low jab from Shan, answered by the hook from Nate. Nate switches to southpaw, working his right hook. Here, the athletes have to be very creative in their execution. They have to set up, they have to draw openings, draw attacks when they open the opponent to counter, as well as to create openings. It can be done by changing levels, sometimes draw the opponent to attack and then defend and counter. Nate in his shell, half guard position. Shan is maintaining a tight guard. That saved him from that lead hook to the head, put the glove. Now Nate seems to be having more success with his hooks. Shan's still trying to find the distance for his jab to the body from Nate. Switch and attempt at a right arm. The hook walking down the track. He doubles up on his jab. The chest. The hook. Stand more challenging the athlete because it makes it more round. That true chance. Shan chilling up the jab. That's the end of round number one. Which athlete had greater success technique? My vantage point, I would say that Nate are successful using his reach and landing hook or challenging Jan Neff to get in even straight punch. Now the roles are reversed. See how this affects the Nate developing Shan destroying the proof Shan him big hook. He can develop the changing levels, going high to low, low to high, faking high and going low. We'll see how effective he is here. Nathan, of course, wants to maximize his reach and just use that jab and keep distance. And there he is, probing with his jab. And notice he's hitting and basically moving back, using what we could call a defensive jab, fighting off the back foot, keeping distance, keeping Shan away. Shan is going to have to work harder, basically cut the ring off and keep Nathan from being able to run away. Very like jab, Shan staying tight guard and trying to his way in. There he gets in close, but he fails to fire, throwing his head and trying to work the body with his hooks. But Nate is just hitting distance again and now free. Working his jab, cleanly with the jab, optimizing his reach. So he changed to southpaw. Now he's back to orthodox. Shan will need to make sure he utilizes good head movement to avoid that jab, keep his head moving as he works his way in. Oh, there he is, bobbing and weaving and then throwing that left hook. Good strategy against the straight jab is that he's using his jab a lot. There is a nice left hook high from Shan. He needs to keep that head moving, make it difficult for Nathan to find the mark. And as it moves, then he throws his hook as it gets in. Keep the head moving. A moving target is always more difficult to hit than a stationary one. There now, the head movement is making it more difficult for Nate to find his mark. And there it goes. A slip of the jab and a counter with the back hook. Good. I think Nate is finding his groove at this stage, keeping that head, working the head movement, getting in, and then firing off with his hooks. He needs to mix levels though. Go high then low, go low then high, throw Nate off guard. Nate can do the same thing with his jab. High low, low high, fake high go low, fake low go high. Double up on the jab on the high line. Nice flip. Put the back from a shot. Nate fades away. Jab from Nate. Landing chest. Head nice slip and left hook there from a shot. Landing cleanly onto the chin. Nate again keeping distance, working his jab. Firing off now in rest combination with Nate. Three jabs, one high, two low. That's the end of the second round. Now, in this third and final round, the athletes will free spar so they can use any punch of their choice. Both hands are active now. All techniques are available to the athletes. Jab, cross, hooks, uppercuts, overhand. Now that they have gotten an idea to get a feel for their opponent and see how they respond to the jab and to that lead hook, being able to probe, we will get to see now how they can bring everything to bear on each other. Again, our referee for this bout is David Strawn. You are witnessing the Barbados Boxing Association's beach boxing event. Some may say a beach blast. It is. Nathan Walcott in the blue trunks versus Ashan Miller in the peach trunks. Nate starts off with his jabs. Ashan walking him down, trying to close the distance. Head movement of Ashan to avoid that lead, that jab that finds Martin. There's a neat uppercut from Nate. Right uppercut, landed. Back to the jab followed by a tight hook. Nate slips his jab. Needs to be a bit quicker on the follow up. His counter punch is coming off a little slower. Still for Nate, at least. Nate is gone by the time he fires. A right hand, shovel hook from Nate. Now he jabs, hook to the body, uppercut. Shan following up, but not quite finding the mark. Resorting to the jab again, using his reach. Here's across to the body. Shan returns a body cross and falls short. Referee calls. Break. 1-2 from Nate. Shan getting in and throwing. All right hand as he exits. Jab finding it smart. That was Nate. And a nice clean hook around the guard. Nate is finding precision in his shots. Shan working his way in. Not quite there. He needs to either limit Nathan's movements or be quicker on the return. Jab, cross it, body. Nate throws a hook to the head, followed by a right hand. Jab. Oh, nice left body hook from Ashan. Athletes clinch, but they're encouraged to punch out of the clinch. Left jab from Ashan, glancing off the chest. Nate throws right cross. There's a nice neat jab. Note how he is able to maintain his distance when he fires. There again, jab, landing. And he moves up. Glancing hook from Ashan. Throws a straight right, but it falls short. right short hook, left short cross, starting with the left hook. That cross hook, uppercut hook combination from Nate seems to be finding its way. He throws a left hook that lands, calls for it, and the bout number one of our event. The Barbados Boxing Association Bleach Blast event coming to you from Rascals at the Bay, Brandon Speak. Mental event here, allowing our local athletes, both amateurs and newly turned professionals, to get much needed ring experience. Yeah, if they want. That, I think it's good for them because they score each other all the time. The placement, but you can change with limits up Toussaint and Jahim. Jeremiah Toussaint. Yeah, it can be the same thing. Or you can change the punches. Mate one, same thing. Okay. Coach. Coach. Fields. Jeremiah Toussaint's first name? Toussaint's first name? What is his first name? Jeremiah, right. Jeremiah Toussaint and Jermaine Eslick. Cool. Okay, bout number two coming up. We have Jeremiah Toussaint in the gray flat or gray pants shorts, I should say. Uh, he is going to be competing against Jermaine Eslick. Okay, they're again competing under Jaheim Eswick. I'm sorry, Jaheim Eswick in the blue trunks, Jeremiah Toussaint gray trunks. Referee again for this bout is Strawn. Coaches remain Frederick Field for Eswick and Coach Jokes for Toussaint. Toussaint working the jab. Eswick is limited to the hook. Okay. Toussaint seems to prefer the Philly shell. Half cover guard. Jaheim Eswick follows suit, transitioning from full guard to Philly shell. Half cover. Double jab from Toussaint, falling short. Jab again, parried by Eswick. Eswick needs to find his range for that hook. Maybe he wants to slip to the inside or outside as he fires the hook. Toussaint aiming his jabs more towards chest height. Again, when you're limited in technique, as these athletes are for this round, you have to be very tactical, creative in how you utilize the technique. So level changes are important, feinting is important, head movement is important, and of course, footwork. Jab lands by Toussaint as he angles to his left. Oh, cover versus the jab followed by a hook. That's a warning for Toussaint because he's limited to the jab. It's a jab after base. Hook, hook return is follow up a bit short. He has to work on entering, getting his shifting his body getting into the. There's a left hook to the head to some. Athletes touch gloves. I guess that was a good one that landed, and the athletes acknowledged by Toussaint. And Smith parrying the jab, looking to return the hook, hook to the body, falls short with the hook to the highline. High to low jab from Toussaint, quite finding the target. To the body, Toussaint. Hook to the body, hook to the head. The body shot landed cleanly. The hook to the head clipped. End of round number one. Yeah. Pretty even exchange between the two athletes. Toussaint did have some success with his jabs, working high and to the low line, while Jaheim Eswick, he had greater success with the body hook to high hook combination. Now, round number two, the athletes reverse commit. So now Toussaint will be throwing the lead hook only, while Jaheim Eswick will be limited to the jab. The exchange of tools or techniques will impact of the athlete. And supposed to start for round number two, bout number two. So now notice the head movement coming from Toussaint, and he's trying to enter to throw his hook. He is the shorter of the two athletes, so he's going to have a little limitation in terms of reach. So he's going to need to work his way in, while Jaheim is maximizing his reach, extending his jab and backpedaling to keep distance. Notice the athletes are not just firing wildly, they're not working. Because they're limited, they're taking their time and being very strategic in their use of technique. They don't want to make themselves unnecessarily vulnerable. Referee follows the athletes back to the center of the ring. Switch of leads from Jaheim as he throws the right jab. Hook thrown by Toussaint, follow a bit short. He works for a shovel hook to the body. It clips, but not solid. Again, head movement will be necessary from Toussaint as he tries to avoid the straight punch, works his way into hook to the body or to the head. Jaheim needs to work his defensive jab, hit, and keep distance. And notice when Jaheim fires, he tightens up on his right side with his guard to avoid the hook connecting. Left hook to the body from Toussaint. Jeremiah Toussaint. Left hook. Getting around the glove, but he fires again with the hook. He's building confidence. He's not quite moving his head as much, but he's coming forward confidently and firing that hook. He's having some success. Jaheim Eswick, the clinch and the break. Jaheim seems to have slowed down a bit. Not his work rate is not as before. I don't know if that's a sign of fatigue or playing coy. There's a jab as Son throws a hook to the body. Okay, double up on the jab, did it, Jaheim? Trying to find an opening through the line. Toss circling around, trying to get a better position. That is end of round number two. It is bout number two of the Barbados Boxing Association Beach Blast Boxing event. Jaheim Eswick versus Jeremiah Toussaint. Toussaint in the gray trousers, Eswick in the blue trousers. Referee for this bout, David Strong. I am yours truly, Wayne Quinton. Okay, now the third and final round of the bout. This is all free sparring, so there are no limitations on legal techniques of boxing. Either athlete can use any legal punch of boxing. Jab, cross hook, uppercuts, overhand, shovel hook. They're all in play now. And Eswick starts off with a jab. Right cross from Toussaint to the body. Double jab from Eswick, second one landing. Jab again, missing the mark. Head movement now being seen from Toussaint. He looks to avoid the straight punch. Lowering his hand, a flicker jab will probably come out, but he did it overhand right instead. Hook followed by a right cross from Toussaint, answered by a jab from Eswick. Body shot straighted and clinched. Referee calls great. Leaks take a step back, and now they re-engage. Toussaint getting cocky there, dropping his hands and throwing, inviting Eswick to attack. Eswick doesn't necessarily fall for that ploy, and he keeps working his jab, followed with a straight. Now it seems Eswick, who's fatigued. Oh, jab lands neatly against Toussaint. Eswick finding his spot with that left hand. There he did a hook and straight right. Right hand to the body from Toussaint, finding the mark. Now he jabs, answer with a jab to the body from Eswick. Okay, clear sign of fatigue is the mouth opening. That's coming from Toussaint. Left body hook thrown by Eswick, finding its mark. Doubles up with the jab. Now he's just peppering with the jab. No real power in there. He's looking to set up, I suspect, that right hand. There he goes. Right hook to the body, followed by a right hand. Referee calls break. Cautions for clinching. There is a quick exchange. Clear sign of fatigue on Toussaint. Hands down, mouth open. We'll see if Eswick takes advantage. And there's a jab landing cleanly. Finding his mark. Toussaint answers with a right, but it's a balancing punch. Eswick answers with a more assertive combination. 1-2s are flying out from Eswick. He's building in confidence. Seems that his energy level is coming up as Toussaint's is going down. Head movement from Toussaint to avoid the jab. Now he's keeping distance. He's just trying to go into the round, and that is it. End of round two. Good exchange from both athletes. And fatigue does have an impact on performance. And as the athletes go further and deeper into the round, that fatigue impacts their performance, makes it more difficult for them to move and to bout number two, Barbados Boxing Association draft boxing event being held Moscow on the day speech. Beautiful island of Barbados. Waiting confirmation of bout number three. It's truly Wayne Quinton, your ringside commentator. So, boxing fans, those of you who enjoy the support sport, can look forward to your next boxing event card. Barbados versus Jamaica on the 28th of June. So mark your calendars, remember that date, come out and support the next major boxing event. Barbados versus Jamaica, Pro-Am fight, 4 professional boxers versus 4 amateur boxers. Barbados versus Jamaica, and you will get to see our newly groomed professionals, Abishai John Baptiste, Nathan Walcott, Eta. Okay, coming up, bout number 3 of the evening. Abishai John Baptiste in the checkered shorts. He is going to be competing against, just get that right, Jaquan Grant. Jaquan is in the Simpson shorts. So we have checkers versus Simpsons. Let's see. That's a white Simpson short. That is Jaquan Grant. And he is going up against Abishai John Baptiste in the checkered pants. Abishai won his first professional bout last Saturday, and he is looking forward to his next. Okay, and the athletes are off. Jaquan limiting himself to the jab. Abishai has to limit himself to the hook. Notice the head movement of Abishai, making sure he's avoiding that straight punch as he works his way in. Both athletes in southpaw stance at the moment. There's a jab from Jaquan Grant. Abishai slipping back to avoid. Lateral movement to hook might be more successful. The backward movement will avoid the jab but doesn't allow for the counter. There's Jaquan using his jab to FX. Keeping his distance. Abishai trying to work his way in. Note the head movement again, flipping to the side. Try to avoid that straight punch. Looking to fire off that lead hand hook. Notice two, tightness of the guard as they enter. Southpaw versus orthodox right now. Abishai trying to land that left hook, falling short. Jaquan keeping his left up and tight to avoid the possible hook. Now the switch of the lead. Southpaw versus orthodox again. Jaquan is southpaw. Abishai orthodox. There's a left hook to the body that landed by Abishai. Answered the jab by Jaquan. That was like a jab from Abishai just now, which would be illegal in this context. Station of sport. And takes the hook. There he tries to fire off to the body, but falling short. Maybe a switch to southpaw and take advantage of that left dropping from Jaquan. Might be a good move. Now they're both as southpaws. Parry against the jab, followed by a hook to the body, hook to the head by Abishai. One answer with a jab to the body. Athletes are still having time finding perfect range, and the nice jab landed cleanly by Jaquan. There he is working again, angling to his right and throwing an angle jab. He's getting around the guard, or between the guard, I should say, of Abishai. Abishai slips. Oh, he got clipped with a jab there. And Jaquan back to the jab, doubling up, working to the head. Did through what looked like an up jab there. In the context of this round, I'm not sure if that was legal, but it is a version of a jab, a straight upward punch. Similar to an uppercut, but thrown in a straight line. End of round number one. Round number two, athletes change the limitation. So now Jaquan is limited to the hook. Abishai is limited to the jab. Athletes receiving instructions from their coaches for Jaquan Grant, Frederick Field, for Abishai John Baptiste, Simeon Jones. For Davis Strong and step into the center of the ring as we await the beginning of round number two. And there's the start. Juan limited to the hook, Abishai limited to the jab. Jumping jab there from Abishai as he tries to cover distance. Jaquan finding his way around the glove to throw the hook. He is a tanky athlete, so he has a bit of reach. He can actually land easily with his hook against the shorter John Baptiste. So Abishai is keeping his left up and tight because he knows how easily that hook can get in. There, Jaquan switch leads to throw him off and throw a left hook. Both athletes in the southpaw stance. That's right foot forward. Abishai shifting to his right as he fires off the jab. Referee calls break as he adjusts boxing of Grant. Abishai firing off the jab, bit short of the target, trying to find his range. Here, he has to use his head movement as he fires, slipping to the left, slipping to the right, looking under, just trying to avoid the reach of that right hook. And notice he's moving his head primarily to his right, away from Grant's right hand, because he knows that's the technique he's looking to expect from Grant. So he doesn't want to lean into that right hand of Grant. I'll just switch both athletes southpaw, and there's the left right hook, sorry, from Grant. Abishai also in the southpaw stance. He's trying to find his way in. Notice he's leaning deeply in with his head to try to get closer to his opponent, get that hand to find his target. Right hook to the head from Jaquan Grant. Glances off the glove. Boy, nice double hook combination from Jaquan. Answered by Abishai. But that was re-answered by Jaquan with the right hook. And there's the right hook again to the head. I mean, Jaquan is building his confidence, finding his mark with that right hook to the head. Now a combination high to low to the body might be successful. Oh, okay, there, Abishai drop, crouch low, and threw a jab to the body. Now another jab fires off. These jabs are going chest height. Now he tried to outsmart Jaquan there by dropping low but jabbing high. End of round number two. Coming up next, round number three. Free sparring, athlete can throw any punch of their choice, any combination. Again, we have Barbados Boxing Association Beach Blast Boxing event. Abishai John Baptiste in the checkered trunks versus Jaquan Grant, white Simpsons shorts. Simpsons was a very popular television event television show, anime, back in the 1990s. So we're gonna probably give Jaquan the nickname of Bart. Jaquan Bart Grant. And here's the start of round number three. Remember, athletes can now throw any punch of their choice, any combination. Tight guard from Abishai. Also a tight guard being shown by Jaquan. There's a jab to the body by Abishai. Jab being parried by Abishai as Jaquan fires. There's a jab. It found its mark this time. I think that's one of the more successful techniques of Jaquan. But he was answered by a right hook from Abishai just now that landed. There, Abishai trying to work the body. Cross to the body, right, followed by a high hook. Cross landed, high hook missed smart. Jaquan back to the jab. There's a right cross. Sorry, left cross. And 1, 2, 3 combination from Abishai changing levels, but a flurry answered by Jaquan. Oh, nice. Right, left cross followed by a body hook from Abishai, who's in the southpaw stance, matching Jaquan. Jaquan throws a straight left. Right uppercut, missing the mark. Now orthodox, jab cross, body hook cross being thrown by Abishai. Body shot landing, right hand, missing the mark. Jaquan staying out. Okay, body shot, left jab to the body by Abishai, finding its mark. Jaquan needs to up his work rate now, use speed to his advantage, and really double up on those jabs that he's been having success with. Nice right cross from Abishai to the body of Jaquan Grant. Jaquan throws the left cross, right jab. Nice right jab from Abishai, followed by a jab to the body, attempt at an right uppercut. Both athletes in the southpaw stance. Equipment is coming. Boxing glove is loose. I'm sure referee Strong will call break to have an adjustment of that boxing glove. It's a jab from Jaquan, followed by a right cross. Sorry, left cross. Getting my rights and lefts mixed up tonight today. Jab from Jaquan. Right uppercut. Abishai. Abishai switches to the southpaw stance. That is the end of bout number 3, round number 3. And feel free to give the athletes a hand. They're entertaining. They're showing their skill. And they're showing their heart. The Barbados Boxing Association's Beach Blast Boxing event.
Oh, this gonna be just a normal spar. So these days never spar one that before.
Being
Andres
held at
Stokes, Kyrie State.
Andres bout number 4. Andres Stout versus Tyrese Tate. 3 rounds of boxing, no limitation.
There's no limitation there.
Reese Holder versus
Andres Stokes.
Andre Stout. Andre Tate, sorry.
Kyrie State versus
Ty-
Andres Stokes.
Okay, I'm calling all the wrong names. This is a different Tyrese. This is the Tyrese I know. Okay, Tyrese Tate versus Andre Stout. As you can notice automatically, this is a 2 different weight classes. So the heavier athlete is going to show some restraint when he spars the lighter athlete. Although I must say, Tyrese is probably the more experienced. On Tyrese is in the black pants. Andre in the blue shorts. This is 3 rounds of boxing. There's no limitation. This will be the first time these two athletes are sparring each other. Remember, this is a developmental sparring session, not an actual competition. So the athletes are not looking to hurt each other, but to really refine and develop their skills. Athletes touch gloves. Referee calls start of the round number one. Stout in the blue trunks, Tate in the black. 1-2, followed by a head body shot by Tate. He's coming off the mark early, using his speed. Stout going with a 1-2 straight down the pipeline. Okay. Tate using defensive movements well and coming up with a left hook to answer Stout's attack. Stout goes head and body with a 1-2. Tate throws the right cross but falls short. Here he jabs. Notice his head movement. He's not staying there. I think he respects the power of Stout, so he doesn't want to be there when Stout fires. Stout working his jab, finding his way through the guard. Tate using his rear hand parry and answers with the lead jab. Cross to the body jab from Tate. Both athletes in the southpaw stance. Jab to head, jab to the body, followed by a hook by Tate. Double jab, cross, and body shot. Right body hook being thrown by Stout. Stout got clipped with the right hand, but the sand is what tricked him. Again, the athletes are boxing on a restrictive surface. The bad sand does limit their ability to move as easily as they would normally in the boxing ring. Referee calls the re-engagement of the athletes. There's the jab from Stout as he switches to the left stance and throws a jab again. That jab, second jab, lands. Body hook from Tate. And the call for the break. End of round number one. Kyrie Tate in the black pants versus Andre Stout in the blue trunk. Pretty good exchange between the two athletes. Both the athletes are two different weight divisions. Stout being the heavier two, more powerful hitter. But again, this is a developmental sparring session, so the athletes are showing respect to each other, restraint. They're not trying to knock each other out, but to demonstrate that they have good understanding of ring technique and control. Remember, you can look forward to a pro-am bout on June 28th. Barbados versus Jamaica, come out and support our next major boxing event. Round number two commences. Bout number four. There's the jab followed by a cross by Stout, falling short. He switches to the southpaw. Straight through the middle, land another straight right landing by Tate. The southpaw may not be another straight right, third straight right, and that puts Stout to the canvas. The southpaw, oh, and he is out of it. Referee will give it 8 count. Stout, they're a bit stunned, and referee calls the end of that exchange. That was 3 solid straight rights from Tate. The southpaw, switching to the southpaw stance may not have been the best strategy for Stout. Tate found his mark straight through the middle of the guard. I wonder which is the preferred stance that Stout normally would prefer. Of course, again, as I said earlier, the sand does limit the mobility of the athlete, so it's more difficult to avoid the strikes unless you have really good head movement. Haven't seen Tyrese in the ring for a while. I don't know how if he's been on a sabbatical, but he's certainly looking as sharp as ever. Okay, we have bout number 5. This is Tyrese Tate returning to the ring, and he's gonna meet one of our newest professional boxers, Nathan Walcott. Nathan had his pro debut last Saturday, which he won with a second round stoppage. Gonna throw in the towel, and the athletes are off. Nate throwing the double jab, high to low. Notice both athletes are in the orthodox stance, left side forward, and they're working their jab. Tate, the taller of the two athletes, in the long trunk. Nathan in the blue trunks. Nice exchange. Oh, right uppercut through the guard. And there Nate going with a 1-2. He's working his way, punching his way through Tyrese's guard, landing with a sharp left jab there, parrying Tyrese's jab. Tyrese leading with his head, not necessarily the best tactic. And there is a right cross from Nate, landing squarely. It's a tactic of leaning ahead in to draw the attack from the opponent, but then you've got to be quick to get away from the punch that he fires. Neat exchange from the two athletes. Okay. Exchange of jabs, overhand, sorry, right cross from Nate, clipping, not too heavy. Here's a right uppercut, followed by an overhand right from Nate, landing, both punches landing against Tyrese. Tyrese switches to southpaw and throws a jab. But how solid is he as a southpaw? Will he be able to answer that straight right of Nate's? And there Nate fires the right hand. Tyrese was able to avoid. Tyrese now going to both athletes going to the Philly shell, the half cover. That's one hand guarding the head while the shoulder replaces the hand. Hand goes to the body. There's the end of round. Good exchange from both athletes. One more round. Okay. So this will be only a bout of 2 rounds. Tyrese Tate versus Nathan Walcott. Tate in the black long pants and Walcott in the blue trunks. Walcott's coach, Frederick Fields. Tate's coach, Simeon Joe. I always confuse Simeon Joe with Chet Jones for some reason. Okay, that was a pretty good exchange between both athletes. Both of them working their jabs to good effect. Nate being able to get that right uppercut to find it smart. Round number 2, bout number 5. Again, trade off of the jabs, finishing with a right cross from Tyrese Tate. Okay, right cross from missing the mark. Jab hook from Nate. Notice the head movement of Tyrese keeps his head in motion. More difficult for Nate to find that spot. Double jab thrown by Nate, but split by Tyrese. Tyrese is interchanging between the orthodox and southpaw stance. Hit right against the jab. Fires off his right hand, followed by the jab. Right miss, but the jab landed to the chest. Sorry, the left jab landed to the chest. Right cross that landed to the chest. Answered there with a jab to the chin by Tyrese. And there's a jab again. Athlete straight off jabs. Finish with a hook cross combination for Mace. He throws the right. Now he doubles up with the left, finding the mark. Tyrese southpaw throws the jab, falling short. Nate responds with his jab, falls short also. Nice slip to the left. Notice the head movement of the athlete, just avoiding those jabs, the slips to the right and to the left. Ah, there's a nice slip, bob and weave, and left hook by Tyrese. Landing on the chin. 1-2 combination from Nate, landing with a cross to the chest. End of the round and the bout. Give them a round of applause, guys. That was a very good exchange of the two athletes. This is where we get to see a higher level of skill. As we said, Tyrese is an accomplished amateur boxer, and Nate just turned pro, having his first pro debut last Saturday, where he won with a TKO. His opponent threw in the towel in the second round. Okay, next we have Ashan Miller versus Jeremiah Phillips. This is bout number 6 of the evening. Jaheim clinch and they box out of the clinch position. Both athletes working to the body. There they go into the Philly shell when they get close, using the shoulder for leverage. There again, Shan throws a 1-2 combo. Jermaine throws a jab to the face. Okay. Throws a jab again, but it falls short, answered by a straight right from Jason Shan. Shan then goes with a black body. Jermaine sizing up for a solid right hand, but he's falling short. Shan landed with a right body hook. Jaheim a little tense. Needs to relax a bit more as he does his exchange. Was the end of round number 1.
Asking more water?
Have Sean Miller in the peach trunks and Jermaine Esco in the black. Heavy handed, so to speak, and his punches. He needs to relax, loosen up a bit more, and you will find greater success, I believe, with this combination. Recalls the start of round number two. And there's Jermaine throwing his jab, quick, sharp punches. And there he throws a left hook. Fainting, but not quite getting a reaction from a Shan as he hoped. Shan moving around or resetting himself. Again, moving to avoid that right hand. Jermaine has a lot of emphasis on his right. Needs to set it up though, use the left hand to set it up more effectively. Maybe a jab cross, maybe a hook cross. He throws the jab, sharp, and now the right hand follows. And it found clip, but found the mark nevertheless. Shan moving his head to the right, avoiding staying away from that power right hand. And he throws a left jab of his own to the body. Jab to the body again. Here, Jermaine went to the body and then a jab to the head. Working that left hand, looking to set up, expecting that slip to the right pillar. So he's looking to throw overhand right to the chin, but he's falling a bit short. A right uppercut might be a better deal for him. And he throws the right body hook. Left hook miss. Shan Miller throwing the right that lands on the collarbone. Okay. He's keeping pressure on, but Shan is maintaining fences. Free calls the end of that. Tell these athletes are power punchers. That is their preferred method. Losing a bit of precision in effect of power punch. But when they miss, power punch is throwing them off balance, which allows their opponent to counter more easily. I think they want to set up those punches, utilize their jab, maybe a body hook. My transitions from the right overhand. Ashan is having success with the body shots. Maybe he wants to build off. Hook landed by German. Jan jabs but falls short. Jab by Germain again. He's finding his distance with that jab. Now he wants to follow with the power hand, and he does throw that right. Left body hook answered by Ashan, followed by the right, and again with a left right. Ashan working the body, and Germain. Okay, there's the right uppercut I mentioned. Working left by Germain. Now he just needs to follow it up. Ashan working the body. Jermaine working to the head. There's the left uppercut. It's the right uppercut, sorry, again. Yeah. Finding its mark. It just needs to be followed up. Notice the head leaning in by Ashan. Not necessarily that strategy for right uppercut unless he's drawing that attack to counter. Jab to the high line, jab to the body jab landing for Ashan. Jermaine jab of his own. Left hook falling short, but now left body shot by Jeremy. Right cross, left body from a Shan. Here's right hand again to the left body hook. Clean left hook to the chin. And now you get combination follow. Jermaine is looking to answer back. End of round number two. Give him a round of applause, folks. It was a very good exchange from the athletes. Nice combinations toward the end. Don't be stingy with your applause. We want to encourage the athletes to entertain. They're to learn and to entertain. It's always appreciated. This is the Barbados Boxing Association Beach Blast Boxing event being held at Rascals on the Bay, Brandon Beach. And now we have the pleasure of having two females box. Rashida and my girl. Tiffany DeLeese, I believe. Am I correct? And Marisha Gibson. Okay, so having pleasure of these two ladies box. I unfortunately will have to depart shortly, but I'm sure someone will take over. That was-
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it
Okay, so Marisha Gibson will be going against Tiffany DeLeese. Ladies boxing bouts. Again, for the World Developmental Program, Barbados Boxing Association has been working steadfastly to and these are two of the young ladies participating and hoping to grow and become future Olympians in the sport. Tiffany DeLeese was a part of the 2019 national team championships. Gibson is from the school. Out. It is Gibson versus Tiffany DeVries. This will be 2 round duration. These are just getting themselves prepared to step into the ring. We want to keep them safe, so they're making sure they're wrapping their hands and putting their mouthpieces in. Again, this is not a competitive bout or beach event developmental. It's just meant to give the athletes exposure to the sport, get them used to performing in heats. Sensations Beach Blast event at Rascals on the Bay, Brandon's Beach. I'd like to invite you to come out June 28th to support our next major event. It would be a regional competition, Barbados bout. That means you will have both professional and amateur bouts. Barbados versus Jamaica. Looking forward to 4 professional bouts and 4 amateur bouts on that card. More details to follow. So you can keep your eyes out for the Instagram page of the Association for details. And have on the gyms and locations throughout the can get information on the Barbados Boxing Association through the National Sports Council. Okay. Just about to get started. Tiffany Lease in the yellow shorts and Marisha Gibson in the blue shorts. Strong. She calls the athletes to the center of the ring for final instructions. Please go back to their corner and await the start of the round. Ever trustworthy Kimberly is timekeeper. Okay. So see. The first round. Both athletes are in the southpaw stance. Again, Gibson in the blue, Delise in the yellow. The card from both athletes, firing off the jabs. Not quite finding their markets yet. 1-2-1 combination from Gibson. There's a jab to the body, followed by a hook to the body by Tiffany. Sorry, by Marissa. landing on Tiffany. Tiffany throwing her jab, falling short. Brazil answers with a jab of her own, also falling short. No. Tiffany lands with a jab to block. Jab to come thrown by Marissa. Not much of an answer from Tiffany. The volume of punches coming from Marissa definitely high. Tiffany selective in throwing her shots. Jab from Gibson. Gibson in his shorts. By use her angles more so that she doesn't just go straight back and stay in the lane. So going with a 1-2 high followed by body shots. They encourage the ladies and keep them involved in the sport. And they're going to thank you all for coming, all for supporting this event. And we look forward to seeing you on the first Sunday of next month or next week's month. And yours truly, Wayne Quinton, Rings commentator, closing off for this evening. It's the final bout. I think we had 7 or 8 good bouts of the athletes. We saw good skill coming out. I'd like to commend Abhishek, John Baptiste, Nathan Walcott on their pro bouts and the success that they had. know there were another two pro bouts on that card, but unfortunately I don't remember all the names. So we'll get those details to you coming up. But I would suspect those four pros from last weekend will be the four pros competing against you. So, then see you coming out, signing out. Yours truly, Wayne Quinton. Thank you very much. And we're coming from Vedas schools on the day, Brandon speech. Thank you. And signing out. Gotta go. Go on,
What's
Brandon.
up,
Like
Rich?